Hello, hello, SpeedGaming. It looks like we are about to start this run. So we have a race between Idol and MM oh, I have sorry, between Idol and MM2, and yeah, I am Beeps. I am joined by Exact Science, and yeah,
Hey, Beeps.
hello, hello.
I
So
I am excited for this.
same here. So we have the dash mystery settings is interesting because all the settings are a mystery, as the name would imply. So basically, the runner's gonna have to challenge is finding out what you have and what the settings are.
Um, yeah, and because this is Dash, we are starting with a starter charge beam. Looks like very cool.
Well, that's actually a randomized parameter too, so not sure which. I don't know if it tells you which starter charge you have, but there's like the starter and a starter plus.
Gotcha. Um, all right. So this item here may tell us what our item split is.
So bombs to start off.
Which means that means this next item will have to be morph, right?
Yeah, and that would also rule out Chozo because it has to be the ceiling item.
Yep. So we're looking
So
at either major, minor, or a full split here. All right, nice deboost from both players.
and early power bombs here.
Always a nice thing to see. And we've got some vanilla missiles, so still looking for supers. In
Yeah,
all likelihood, they'll be someplace fairly accessible at some point soon, but you never know. Sometimes
yeah,
there can be a bit of a super hunt at the beginning of the game.
and it's actually interesting that the runners found power bombs so early because whenever the seeds give you bombs first, they tend to hide the power bombs really far. It feels so. Not having to rely on early super or the early power bombs or wait, words. I can't word right now. Anyway, door transition here, it looks like it is also area randomization, which I believe has a 66% chance of happening, more or less, rather than vanilla.
Yep, that I'm not sure what the chances are, but yeah, we also found Red Brinstar, which is a nice area to find early. Oh, careful, Idle. Those bugs
Right.
do deal 20 damage, so
And at this point, they really can't do much here because they need the supers to open the Fantoon door. But this is a really good area because this does have a boss door, which they do need, most likely.
yep.
And
Um,
I believe Idol figured it's probably major minor split, so skipping the ocean item.
yeah, I think at this point that's a perfectly reasonable skip, just because like you have it's very slow to check that
And
without gravity. And
Rockemeyer.
oh, okay, okay.
Now this is an
I,
interesting situation because the runners could kill Croc, or if they go back down, they will have to find an item to get back up here later. But granted,
yeah,
there's not much I could do at Croc now anyway.
yeah, they could because you can't get to the energy tank and back. Um, you could damage boost to the power bombs item. Um, and with bombs, actually, most of it's you could get most of the items in Croc.
It's just
But
slow.
yeah, I definitely don't mind either. Don't mind both runners skipping it for now.
Yeah, and especially with the major minor split, that's 2 items that Croc can have, and there's better places to get 2 items.
Okay,
And
here's
there's
the other end of wrecked ship.
I doubt we'll see that transition ever again.
I would be very surprised. No reason to use that if you know the other end is just at the bottom of red tower here. All right, and so yeah, assuming it is major minor, we can't check. Like, there's not really a reason to check. Oh, okay. So that's Turian here. No divergence so far from our runners.
Yeah.
I think MM2 definitely has a bit of a movement advantage here. And so I think the best chance for Idle is going to be like hopefully creating some divergence that leads him to something. Ooh, okay. Huh. All right.
Yep.
So,
That's the bad Meridia transition. It looks like MM2 is just going to reset. He's saved in the middle of Red Tower, so doesn't have to ride the elevator all the way back down.
yep. So we've got a couple of options here. The runners could go back into Croc, which would be like one major potentially. Or
Can they
could
do
go
Croc
back.
right now? They have to do a weird gravity jump to get up there.
Oh, right. That's not in logic. I forgot it was top of 2. Yeah, so I guess our logic is going to be back in Brinstar. Or Criteria, rather.
So it looks like the only reason to actually come back down here is for to go to wreck ship and then beat the game. So ideally, the runners never don't have anything in wreck ship, because I believe there's only I want to say 4 major items up there. And then, because if they kill the boss there, they can just go straight to Turian at the top of Red Tower, and the bottom of Criteria is so out of the way.
Yeah, so it kind of seems like the way back is going to be through. Will have to be through the back of Meridia.
Also, just want to point out Idle going for early X-ray. Actually, was not expecting this.
I mean, I am a big fan of this check, so let's see what we've got.
Same here. It's just getting out. Okay, knee tank that actually will help get out.
Yeah, it's maybe not worth it, but
yeah.
Early
X-ray here, I feel, is definitely a hard sell, because it just uses so much health, and also because you don't really have a good way back unless you get like Varia or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that E-Tank should let Idle get out. Because you can take a couple of spike hits and a waiver hit and still be fine. Charge upgrade at BT.
And that should theoretically tell us. Okay, yeah, so this is the charge plus, because yeah, otherwise it would have been a flat charge beam. So now the charge beam just does 40 damage instead of the normal 20 or 60.
Okay, so we need a second upgrade to take us to vanilla charge damage then?
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, Idle kind of giving me a bit of a scare there. Was down to 59, grabbed by a yapping wall on the spikes, but was able to get away just in time and boost off a waiver instead. So, all right. So we've got a couple of options here. We can go check the moat and the vanilla red Brinstar elevator portal, or go through Terminator and check the 2 portals there, or through Gauntlet. which it looks like MM2 is going to do. Because with bombs, you are able to get all the way to the back.
Yeah. And also, seeing a question in chat, I do believe suit restriction is on. So, those suits and criteria. To my knowledge, at least.
Hello. I have a cat who just jumped onto my shoulder who apparently wants to help with some commentary as well.
Thank you, Cat.
All right.
And any tanking gauntlet.
Okay, so Idle looking like he wants to do Croc, so he's gonna try and do this door gravity jump here. This is doable, but it is like it's fairly tight.
Yeah. It's definitely a bit of a risky play. And yeah, okay, looks like Idle is going to try from the right side instead. Ah, so close.
So close. All right, so back here.
Do not completely agree with the play, considering Idle doesn't have super missiles, and that would make the Croc area go a lot faster.
Yeah, speaking of super missiles, looks like we've got our first pack here in the back of Gauntlet. I don't think that's in logic with this many. Do you need I think you maybe need a second tank to put this in logic, but I could be mistaken. But I think we can pretty much confirm at this point that it is major minor.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
Looks like Idle is coming down to the bottom of ocean to check for supers. Unfortunately, it's only a missile. Oh, and there's the good Meridia entrance.
Interesting. All right. So.
Oh, looks like there's supers at Old MB. I did not catch that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not see that M2 already had a pack of supers. All right. So here's Kraid, which is.
This is an interesting area, because yeah, we'll be able to see how the bosses are, or at least kind of.
Yeah. So if this is Kraid or Fantoon, MM2 should be able to do it no problem. If it's either of the other two bosses, he's gonna have to reset. Assuming it is boss rando.
Yeah.
I guess it could be Kraid if it's not boss rando as well. It would have to be.
Yeah. All right, looks like we have either Dragon or Kraid. So vanilla Kraid. So that means that it is either vanilla or shuffled, but most likely vanilla.
MM2 making quick work of Kraid there. Wave beam. All right. It's my favorite beam personally, but isn't progression. Just a very, very nice item to have. And one neat thing about having the starter charge is that you're able to do the special beam attacks, which are not affected by the damage downgrade. So an X Factor will do full damage, which is neat.
Yeah, I think the only downside... Oh, and there's the last charge upgrade. I think the only downside is that it costs more power bombs to do SBAs.
Oh, okay. That's actually... I should have read the documentation a little bit more before.
Oh, it's all good.
Jumping on columns.
Don't worry about it. Still trying to figure all this stuff out myself. So, but yeah, it looks like the only way to progress now would be through oh, what's it called? The right side of criteria, especially with the grapple beam. It makes moat free.
Yep. So yeah, we've got that portal. We've also got the criteria key hunters portal. So either of those could take us. Like I think at this point we'll have to take us to someplace with progression, because there's not really a lot. Like, we can't do any of Meridia without at least boots, or gravity. Like, there's. All right, looks like Idle is going to go straight down Terminator. I would imagine probably we'll just forgo Gauntlet entirely, and play for density. Head to the portals out to the other side once he clears out Kraid and finds the Meridia portal he can't use.
I do need to make a correction. I think I was wrong about the charge beam using extra power bombs. So, I guess it was a different version of the rando. So that's on me.
I mean, to be fair, there are so many at this point that, like you said, it can be a little difficult to keep track. All right, looks like Moat was not something that MM2 wanted to follow.
Oh, and this is definitely MM2 definitely doesn't want to follow.
Yeah, I don't think you try to do lower Norfair on 2 tanks.
Yeah.
Or one tank in those suits.
So I guess that means that MM2 is going to go back down to Retro Bryn and clear out Wreck Ship next. That seems like the most logical thing to do at this point. And also probably check out the X-Ray and Spazer items.
Yep, because X-Ray is also free with grapple. Oh, and that's right. Idle couldn't check Phaser when he went by.
Yeah, because nobody had supers at that point.
And I guess, yeah, MM2 couldn't either, because the first supers were here, which he wasn't able to get until he came back.
Yeah.
All right, so back through the big hoppers here. All right, so second clean quick kill.
Nice yapping, Ma. More energy. That actually, MM2 doesn't even have to do early X-ray anymore because grapple.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting to me that we haven't found Upper Norfair or Green Brinstar yet.
They did find Upper Norfair.
Oh, we found Upper Norfair. That was Moat?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, I find interesting that there hasn't been any... I don't see any real way they could have done route divergence.
Yeah, it's been very linear so far, aside from like that attempt that Idle made to go to Croc. But like that was basically it, and you really only get the one shot at that unless you do that gravity jump, which is really obnoxious to do. All right, looks like Idle is taking this save here in Criteria. I guess this is the... This must be like a safety save in case of Hopper shamble. Because they do hit for 80 on no suit. Or I'm... What else is... But yeah, so far, like you said, a fairly linear seed. Yep, like you said, MM2 coming over here, going to wreck ship. Now that we have super missiles, and if it's vanilla bosses, Fantoon is here and is killable. Oh no! Into the drink.
Yeah. I think either way, this boss has to be killable.
I guess that's... Well, I mean,
Actually,
maybe... like, Upper Norfair could be the logic, right?
Yeah, that is actually a fair point. Because this is... I think this is a minimum amount of energy to do Upper Norfair stuff.
Yeah.
It's gross, but it's possible.
And at least... Which door was it?
The moat door leads to the Upper Norfair lava dive side.
Okay. I think with grapple and wave, I think you can get the croc portal on that in logic, at least.
I didn't even think of that, actually. Yeah.
I'm not sure. The like hell run logic from portals other than like the front is still something I don't have the fullest grasp on, but I'm pretty sure 3 is enough to get the croc from lava dive with this loadout.
That would make a lot of sense. MM2 making a save here because, you know, safety, and it is vanilla. Wait, is it? Oh, no, it isn't. Never mind.
Okay, it's very much not vanilla, so it looks like it probably is going to be Upper Norfair then.
Well then, yeah. I forgot that Ridley also has a right door for some reason. Or left door. One of those doors.
A door in one direction or the other. Alright, so Idle is probably also not going to be happy seeing Ridley here. But unfortunately, Ridley is not killable on this amount of energy with this ammo. If they had Varia, it would theoretically be a doable fight, and I'm sure Idle could do it.
Yeah.
He just got off the low ice grind, so many shot Ridley is not something he's a stranger to, but like not without a suit.
So, just looking at the logic right now, the best thing that could happen is that Fantoon... Actually, I don't know.
Oh, that's actually...
Because the best thing that could happen is that they never have to deal with wreck ship items. So that they can just go kill Ridley and then leave.
Yeah. So something I'm just realizing, that save in Criteria from Idle was actually really smart, because that lets him reset back there rather than having to reset to wrecked ship and then do climb again like MM2 is having to.
Oh yeah. Well, the issue with that is there's items on the way, like the spacer item. Which I guess if both the runners have enough health to get through the croc area, then that's a moot point anyway.
Okay, so it looks like Idle is going to Does he? Well, I think idle check. Oh yeah, he lost. It looks like he lost the energy tank at Spacer. That would be right. And so he's gonna get the energy tank here, and then yeah, it's just gonna head back out through the front.
I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing the Green Brinstar entrance very soon because that is just such a big area. And it has, like, actually, it only has 2 entrances. Wait, no, 3 entrances.
Yeah, it has 3.
Brain fart.
So yeah, I think you're probably right, because unless this entrance loops around to... Well, can you get out? I'm not sure if you have energy to...
There it is.
Yeah, alright. So yeah, this area, as we know, is loaded with items. So we've got, in Major Minor, we've got... So Waterway's not accessible, but Wave Gate's accessible. We've got this portal to check, and there's something like 4 or 5 majors that they can check on the way to the top portal.
Yeah.
Looks like we've found West Meridia now, which is pretty useless at the moment.
Yeah, there's only like... Oh, I want to say 1 item in West Meridia. I can't actually remember now. It's been too long.
No, I believe that's correct. Just the Mama Turtle energy tank for majors.
Which is... and it's also really slow movement and really bad, so...
Yep, and also, I don't think you can even get up the crab hole. I think you need a high jump even to do the door gravity jump to get up, and that's really, really, like... I don't think it's even in, like, hard difficulty in map rando, because it's not an easy tech. All right, vanilla energy tank here behind the hoppers. So MMT was building up quite the energy lead at the moment.
Yeah.
Bullied slightly by this Rio, but it's all right.
He's also picking up a lot of ammo at this point, which I think is a little bit surprising. Because at this point, he doesn't really need any ammo.
Yeah, like, if it were supers, I could understand, but he is still picking up what seems like more extra missiles than you'd necessarily need when you have this beam and full charge.
Yeah.
But like, missiles are technically still significantly higher DPS, but all right, got an energy tank. So this is kind of making me think that our logic is going to be back in Upper Norfair somewhere. So we've gotten
Probably,
a lot
yeah.
of energy tanks.
So I have a feeling, I'm just trying to think of all the transitions in this game. I have a feeling that the top of this area, top of Green Bryn, is going to lead somewhere in Upper Norfair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would think so.
More power bombs. That would be helpful.
Yeah, so it seems like there's like a web of... Ooh, that's a nice beam.
Ice cream.
More supers. See, the supers I definitely understand picking up, because until you have, like, better than, like, basically wave spacer, supers are, like the damage that you get from an extra pack of supers is worth more time against Mother Brain than the length of the fanfare.
Yeah. And not to mention Ridley as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this supers are just like, if you can get up to at least 30, like I generally like to go for at least 30 if I can anyway, unless I would have to go out of my way and have like full beam basically. But yeah, MM2 continuing to pick up those missiles. Idle being a little bit more aggressive with the ammo skips, which I think makes sense. That's saving those fanfares is one way for him to potentially make up a little bit of time. But it does, unfortunately for Idle, it does kind of seem like the seed is. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to go back to the very bottom of Green Prince Star.
Yeah, that's fun. And that's also the good Lone Warfare entrance too, which,
Yeah,
just
unfortunately.
I don't think the runners are actually going to be going back there, probably just because it's so far out of the way
Yeah.
compared to what's it called? Compared to Moat. There it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so the only thing is they'll either have to loop back through Brinstar after doing Lower Norfair, or they'll have to do like reverse amphitheater, which with all of the energy they've gotten is probably like reasonably doable, but is also like definitely can be a little dangerous depending on your loadout.
So let's see. People talking about how Croc may have something, and Croc is still out of logic right now. But yeah, he may still have something anyway, because he doesn't care.
Yeah, I think our logic is probably Ice Beam. We've got Ice Beam, we've got bombs, we've got grapple. I honestly would not be surprised to see our progression at like Norfair Reserve.
Oh, that'd be gross. Just considering, especially considering MM2's going this way out of Norfair.
Yep, so we'll have to. And Cathedral is a bit obnoxious to do on this loadout, actually.
Yeah.
Without high jump, it's actually like not necessarily trivial to like getting up pre-Cathedral takes either waiting for the Sova or doing a bomb jump. So not as attractive an option, but it'll. And I think at this point, the two portals at the top of Upper Norfair have to lead to West Meridia, right?
I can't think of anything else that it.
I think all three portals that are left are to West Meridia. Unless I'm missing a portal somewhere.
I can only think of West Meridia portals.
Right. So MM2 gonna come check this ice item. So if this is not Varia or Boots, it's Screw Attack. So yeah, looking like we are going to have to do that Cathedral Hell Run bootless, which is I can't say it's my favorite. I doubt it's MM2's favorite.
Screw does make it nice though, because it's a very big convenience item.
Yes, definitely. And we're getting to we still don't have quite enough energy, I wouldn't say, but we're getting to a point where like theoretically you could almost start considering
I guess they changed the Nova Boost platform there.
Duh. Of course there's that.
I couldn't remember if they did that or not, so I decided not to say anything. Also, Crystal Flash ammo right here.
Yep. Still not enough to really want to do lower Norfair on the rest of the loadout, but like definitely very nice to have
Yeah.
your Crystal Flash here. All right, so it looks like Idle is going to be following the same path here. I imagine that both runners will have deduced that every remaining portal heads to West Meridia. I imagine that's why MM2 skipped the elevator.
Yeah.
And all right, so here we are, Norfair Reserve. To killing off that waiver.
I'm going for CF.
If you
That's
are
actually really good.
Yeah, because if you are crystal flashing, you have no invincibility frames. So if an enemy touches you, it will hurt you every frame. And even though waivers only deal 10 damage, that's still potentially a lot of damage. So.
Yeah, I'd be like 600 damage. Oh, there's Variant. Wow.
Oh, I called it. Cool.
Wow. I should have listened.
All right, so at this point, if MM2 wanted to, he could go do lower Norfair.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what's left now. I mean, at this point, M2 definitely still wants to check the Bubble Mountain area because he isn't go mode yet. But realistically, all he needs is either a high jump or grav to be in go mode.
Yep. I'm sure would like a few more supers or either Spazer or Plasma, but yeah, Gravity and Boots will give him everything he needs to go kill everything that's left.
Except one thing that is worth noting is if Fantoon is in Meridia, he wouldn't have a way out.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think of that. So, in which case we would need Gravity. Yeah, that would be pretty cruel. All right, so farming some of the bugs here at speed.
So, seeing a question in chat, it's less about the escaping Dragon's room and more about escaping the room after Dragon's room. Because that room requires like either gravity or spring ball and high jump.
Yeah, if the transition were going the other way, you could. I can't remember if there's a way to do a door gravity jump up there if you have like Ridley's room.
It is possible with Ridley's room, but not any of the other bosses.
Yep.
So,
and we know Ridley's not there, so.
And yeah. And if you get Dragon there, you can do a Dragon Crystal Flash setup to get a spike suit.
Yeah, so just be Fantoon who's the problem. All right, let's see if Wave Beam solves this problem for us. Oh.
Nice flame.
That Furious Flame was on a mission.
And more E.
All right, so I'm guessing. Man, so I'm guessing here MM2 probably goes to lower Norfair because that's probably the highest percentage play. There's a boss, whatever boss is there, we know we can kill.
Looks like MM2 is going to be going to Meridia.
Actually,
I like this play a lot because if this takes him to the crab hole, and that takes him straight to Green Bryn, which goes to the back of Lower Norfair.
Oh,
I like this a lot, actually. Wow.
Yeah, this is a really heads up play from MM2. Very, very good, cool routing here.
That's like the perfect door he could have gotten too. Gee, wow.
And
I'm actually shocked by that one. Like, that is amazing.
and then let's see if where's the other lower north fair? Where's the lava dive door?
That is at Moat, or the other side of Moat. The not Moat door. There we go. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay.
But yeah, this is I really, really like this a lot from MM2. So idle. Ooh, all right. So idle looks like is coming down here to do some farming, which kind of concerns me because I'm now worried that he's not going to get that various suit at Norfair Reserve. Because if I think that Speed Bugs is probably the
next logical place to go to.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, I guess
if he's farming up a ton here, I don't know. I actually don't know.
I just feel like, okay, he is going back, so he probably will get that various suit after the Bubble Mountain items. It just seems to me, I'm just curious why he went down there to farm rather than going up to Speed Bugs. Right, and yeah, MM2 going to be checking Fire Fleas because we are still not technically in Go.
Well, now we are. That answers that question.
All right, so yeah, and this also, on this energy, does the routing make sense to go, to do reverse amphitheater at this point, or does it make more sense just to go back through there? Because I can't remember where East Meridia is.
I want to say East Meridia is on the left side of Crateria. So I think reverse amphitheater would be the smartest choice.
Yeah, I think you're right. And so on this energy, gravity suit makes that a lot less scary.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't matter what boss is here, MM2 will not have any problems because, good suit and where am I going with this? I don't know.
Yeah, if you've got gravity, you don't need to worry about Dragon.
Yeah. You read the words from my mind that I wasn't able to say. Thanks. And Fantoon.
All right. So, yeah, it actually would have been fine to do Suitless Meridia, assuming there were boots somewhere, but so yeah, our boots at this point, they could be behind Ridley or at the top of Wrecked Ship or buried somewhere in Meridia. But I very much doubt that we will see them regardless. I think MM2 may not even bother checking the Dragon and Ridley items at this point, because he does he has a reasonable enough beam and a pretty generous supply of ammo. And the only things you'd really be looking for there would be another beam. So
yeah, I mean, I think that he might still check some of those items, just because, especially the Dragon item, just because if you get like a plasma or a spacer for Ridley, that would help. Actually, no, never mind. Phaser wouldn't even help for Ridley, so never mind.
Yeah, he's just got so many super missiles that it, like, we might still see him make that check one or both of those checks for sure, but I kind of feel like they'll get skipped just because of the volume of ammo here.
Yeah, and the reason I think he could check it is because of the sheer number of E-tanks he's seen and skipped, but there's just so much other stuff in here. So, yeah.
Yeah, it could always just be like X-ray and spring ball, you know. Yeah, I mean, at this point, even speed probably wouldn't be worth checking for, because, like, what is that? That doesn't really give you anything except a slightly faster Turian escape at this point.
Yeah. It also gives you the fun speed without high jump movement.
Yeah, gross. All right, so yep, here's that reverse amphitheater. Screw attack, gravity.
So much
no
easier with
problem.
grav. Looks like Idle going to Lower Norfair now as well.
Yep, MM2 just tearing through the front half of Lower Norfair here with that screw attack. It's a little kiss from the Pieromi there. It's always so funny when those pirates fall down.
Yeah. Never usually go through the room that way.
Alright, so... yeah, unfortunately for Idle, looks like, yeah, I mean, at this point, MM2 is well and truly in go mode, so there's not really anything that Idle can do to catch up, barring, like, basically barring MM2 taking a death to Ridley or Dragon, but
yeah,
like, it's just the seed was so linear.
And at this point, MM2 is so close to the ship, and he could go for a heal if he really wanted.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to... like,
it might honestly be worth it just to do the Dragon speed kill a bit more effectively, but I don't know. No, it doesn't need it.
We are just going. I mean, yeah, this is and any percent energy is fine.
That is actually a fair point. And the ship refill is so slow.
I mean, at least there's no reserve tanks to refill, but yeah, it takes quite a bit of time. All right. So, Idle probably not going to be very excited to see this gravity suit here. Just because he, like, again, the seed has just, like, really, really pushed both players in the exact same path. So. My cat is again being a terror sitting on my keyboard, so. All right, so MM2 gets the nice, like, long Botchmoon pattern, plenty of time to slay the snake with supers.
And there's the boots.
Yeah, I mean, they're right there, so I think those are still worth grabbing.
Yeah, it's actually harder to avoid them, if anything.
Oh, right. You'd have to. It would take just as much time potentially because you have to go underneath.
Yeah.
And yeah, like they will shave off a little bit of time here. Like they'll make this Happy climb faster. They'll make getting out of Dragon easier, or a little. I guess a gravity jump's a gravity jump, but they're also just a very nice comfort item. I know that I always feel like I move a lot better when I have boots.
They're so good.
All right, and so and here's Dragon. So after this, it'll be extra red Bryn for wreck ship for Ridley, and then straight to Turian. So,
And something worth noting about this particular, actually, no, never mind. I don't actually know if this is a thing, but I know in one version of the area rando, when you enter Turian, it will full heal you. I don't know if this version does that.
I believe it does, but I'm not sure either. All right, and we get the quick grapple here. Very nice.
I forgot how little damage that you actually take from that.
Yeah, if you've got Variasuit, it's really not all that scary at all. Or I guess this is Dash, so both suits. Because they're more balanced. All right, and yep, that gravity jump out of here is completely free with boots. No IBJ required. Meanwhile, Idle taking back Fantoon, probably going to take the same pass out of Lower Norfair as MM2 did.
Yeah.
And head to Dragon as well.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, this takes us back to Red Tower, right?
Yeah, pretty sure this is Red Tower top.
Well, yeah. MM2 just routed this very, very well.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that one actually. Wow. Because otherwise it would have been going. Yeah, it would have been very far.
And not checking plasma, as to no one's surprise, I'm sure.
I thought he was gonna check plasma.
Well, you'd think.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Well, he couldn't do plasma spark, so what was the point?
True. Couldn't save that second or however much it saves.
It's about a second, which is basically 2 minutes. All right, Idle going through copyright compliant rodent room here, grabbing an extra pack of supers.
Mickey Mouse from the Steamboat Willie adaptation. And only that adaptation.
Yeah. The public domain animated rat.
Exactly.
All right. And this is straight to... Oh, so M2's gonna... Oh, okay. Because the front of wrecked ship is near Turian? Is that right?
The front of the wrecked ship is at bottom of Red Tower. I think this will probably turn out to be more or less the same amount of time. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't... Unless he comes back out this way, it'll be farther to get back to Turian.
I don't think this is... I don't think Forgotten Highway was a play just because of how many rooms it is, but I actually don't know.
Also, the ship is on, which is not super duper scary, but like, I mean, I never I never want to underestimate Spiky Death Room. Like, if that room goes wrong, it goes very, very wrong. Like, gravity and, like, both suits, you're probably not too overly worried. But it's still, like, you never know. That's one of those rooms where you really never know.
And Idol about to head into Meridia as well. Or I haven't actually kept time of like where the runners are in comparison to each other.
Alright, so I think we've missed one super so far. Perhaps two.
MM2 needs to be slightly careful here.
Yeah, screw
Okay.
attack is fine.
Yeah.
Alright, so yep, there goes Ridley. Idle, unfortunately, getting a less friendly Botswoon pattern, but should be cleaning it up here. Yep.
And there's one of the dash specific items right there. But it's completely useless.
Oh, in this version of Dash, is Watering Hole Supers a major as well? Am I remembering that correctly?
I don't think so, but I actually don't know. But yeah. I guess for those who don't know, that is a heat shield item.
Which, yeah, it functions as the various suit in Upper Norfair, but does not work in Lower Norfair. So it's kind of silly that it's behind Ridley, because it's very definitely pretty much a filler item, considering what you need to beat Ridley.
More supers for Idol. Can't complain about that.
Yeah, this is almost beamless amp.
At this point, M2 is just going to go to the top of Red Tower and is able to go to Turian.
Yep.
And it's going to be a pretty fast Turian, all things considered.
Yeah, we've got all of these supers. We've got a reasonable enough beam. This is 100 shots minus ammo, which is a very reasonable beam. We've got boots. Screw attack. Yeah, it should be. Oop.
And MM2 showing off those super strats.
So yeah, I assume that we do get a refill in.
Yeah. Not getting quick grapple, unfortunately. And then Samus finds all that ammo back.
So, Idle zapping the shrimp as well.
And at this point, I want to say it's more or less like 7 minutes to the end. More or less.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch MM2's Turian elevator time. Oops.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is...
Because I know it's like 8-ish minutes at the G4 cutscene.
Yeah.
At least if you... Oh, less if you play good.
Yeah, and like you said, this Turian was very... like, nothing to worry about with Ice Beam and all that ammo. Alright, so... do we see MM2 go for a baby skip here?
Probably.
Yeah, he appears to be setting up for one. The speedless boomer skip, it appears. And very nice. we are out of there.
Nice side door. Going for a down back because unequipping Screw is slow.
Alright, and here's Mother Brain 1.
That turret is just eyeing that diagonal. And then the other one gets a shot.
That's nice. Those turrets, ugh. Alright, so this is... So MM2's got about 2/3 of Mother Brain's HP in ammo. Assuming he hits every missile and every super. You may just go for a lot of beam shot. Okay, there we go. There's the ammo. All right, very nice with the missiles.
Looks like he's gonna be spending a decent amount. Oh, not good. Take a catch-up hit there.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
still
he has
fine.
health, but
as long as he doesn't take another double hit, he's fine.
yeah, because catch-up it's a fun attack. I think he's got it though.
Yeah, don't talk to me about Mother Brain. Use catch-up beam, please.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep. All right. So Rainbow Beam comes out. And so at this point, it's basically just the waiting for the baby to and getting through Mother Brain 3 and then through the escape.
All right, I forgot that the race has 10 minutes of delay on it. So yeah, MM2 must have finished a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, so I think that unfortunately this was like for Idle, this was just a very linear seed. And MM2 just made some very heads-up routing decisions.
Yeah.
Did some very good skips. Like was able to Idle, for example, did that gamble with early X-ray, which unfortunately didn't pay off. But it was just like such a linear seed that like there wasn't any way to really create divergence at all. And there's not a ton that you can do in those cases when you're racing against somebody like MM2 who has just like such strong vanilla movement on top of like lots of rando experience and like lots of skill at routing.
Because that was really good routing basically this entire time. And the only issue I saw with the routing was just a play that didn't pay off at the very beginning because the entire red tower area was just kind of a dead end and didn't lead to like Green Bryn or Upper Norfair or anything.
Yep, and that ended up not even being all that punishing because Idle made the same play at that point.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it looks like that, and the gamble that Idle tried to take going to Croc looks like it wouldn't have paid off anyway. Maybe Speed or Plasma might have been like kind of worth it, but all the good like there was no suits there. Like if Idle had been able to spike one of the suits at Croc, that could have like made a very, very big difference. But like I guess you can take solace in knowing that like he didn't lose anything really by abandoning the Croc play.
Yeah.
All right, left side escape climb.
Yeah, at this point, looks like M2 is going to be finishing up in just a second. Let me pull up the race room, actually. And by just a second, I mean 10 minutes ago.
All right, get your GGs in chat for MM2.
And yeah, MM2 finished with an official time of 1:05:21.
All right, yeah, GG MM2. And let's see. So is Idle playing this out?
It does not look like it, no. I see a DNF in there.
All right, yeah, no worries. Like,
but he may be finishing out just for his own sake, but not actually gonna. He might just come in and do comment or interview stuff.
Gotcha. But yeah, very, very good race here. Like, lots of a very strong play from both players for sure. It's just like when you're forced into a route that linear and like there's not really any divergence to create, and it just shakes out like that sometimes, unfortunately. Not to like diminish either player, like we saw some really excellent stuff from both of them. All right, well, here's Kyle's at least going to make it into Turian here.
And I think if I do that, Idle should also get a link because he did forfeit in a race room as well.
All right, yeah. So it looks like he just wanted to maybe just make it Turian. And so it looks like we have been joined by mm2nescartridge, the winner of today's race. Welcome in, MM2. GG's.
Hello, GG.
Thank you for GG's. Idle
Yeah.
sub.
Also, hello, Idle.
Hey,
it looks like you
GG's.
joined.
Yeah, GG Idle.
GG Idle.
So yeah,
Well-
any initial thoughts on the seed from
Yep.
either of you, just right off the
1
cuff?
minute in, one of the worst things I can see, bombs. That means like any suitless crystal flash advantage I might have is gone. This is great.
Yeah, I was happy that it was major minor, then I was happy that it was area, because it's like, great, this is my bread and butter. I can just play rando. And then the boss shuffle was annoying.
Yeah, I'm curious how you chose to do Red Brand. Did you do it right away? Did you have
Yeah.
supers early?
Yeah, so no, I didn't spike supers early. I think like the dumb decision that lets you win this race is you go up to Old Mother Brain, get the supers from there, and then somehow decide to go back down to Red Tower. But I don't think that's reasonable.
To get the E tanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really unreasonable.
Yeah,
you don't.
What I was thinking, I was talking with Zeb about this in MJ's Discord just now, is if I should have, like, I did all of Red Tower, then reset to middle of Red Tower after checking the top and finding the stuff up there. And then I reset there, went back up, did Criteria, and killed Crate, obviously, got all that stuff, and then went to East Criteria. I wonder if it would have been correct to just do Upper Norfair on the one tank anyway, and then do like Croc Door, and then with a plan to do Business Center if that portal is trash, or just follow it if it's tolerable. So I think following the logic was fine, but I think if the scenario comes up again, I'm probably going to just do up north first, so I don't have to do a massive backtrack into an area I know is a dead end. But I was also overvaluing Red Tower over what it actually turned out to be because we had already seen the one vanilla boss, so it was fairly likely that Phantom was also vanilla, and we could do wreck ship majors as well. But I mean, outside of that, I feel like I played pretty well, made pretty good decisions outside of that one. Also, I'm happy with deciding to skip business center portals because at that point I knew I didn't need them because it was
we both made decisions. Same decision on those portals. It's like, well,
nice.
Do I want to go to West Meridia? Nope.
Yeah, yeah. I skipped those. I ended up checking single chamber because at that point I did want to be in West Meridia to get to the back of Lower Norfair. But
I was thinking it might be a bad one, so I didn't even want to do that.
Yeah, but there were no bad ones. Like Preoccupied isn't good, but it's not bad.
So what about the crab one though? How do you get up the top right?
Top right one, you super drop a crab and freeze it in there, and then jump off that. It's annoying.
Okay,
but
that's
doable.
what you would do. I would leave.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've done it before. It sucks, but it's doable.
Yeah. I just really like that Meridia play you did there. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even think about the fact that you could do that to get to the good Lower Norfair entrance.
Yeah, I mean that was the only reason I did it. Like, otherwise I could have just gone to Chronic Boost and then done front to front LN instead of doing what I did.
Yeah, I just decided to go to back of LN where I knew where that was, and then I went reverse amphitheater to get back to the rest of the bosses. See, I think we routed the end pretty similarly. It's just you were ahead at that point, which is not surprising. Movements, surprisingly or not surprisingly, very important in this game.
Yeah, but I heard you also had some croc disasters and also did X-ray.
Okay, so I would normally leave red. I would normally check the other portal and leave red. But I took that stupid hit because I have no supers. Like, what's the point of doing Red Tower? This is not the first seed I've had where Red Tower was all garbage for portal. That.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Red Tower was not good. You there, Idle? Not hearing him.
It sounds like the
mic Am I back now?
Oh,
I might
there you are.
Problems. But I was thinking, like, I find.
Oh no. Idle's mic is fighting him.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try not to mess with this connection. But I think even if I had made this skip back to meme route and found that Kraid's Lair, I would have been thinking bosses are shuffled, or they're not shuffled. I could go to Wreck Ship. I could, it's probably not going to be Ridley, and I think we had Grapple at that point, so every other boss is beatable. Like, that would have been a good divergence play from my perspective, not knowing the Hell Run part of it yet. I hadn't been to the right side of criteria. I wouldn't at that point, so I think I still would have gone back to Red Bread. Because I was like, well, at the worst case, the boss is Ridley, and then I just go through the rest of Red Bread. It just would have been all terrible. Exactly. It was like, there was no avoiding the terribleness for me. And of course, Croc didn't have the suits. Even if I made it into Croc, I would have just wasted all the time I spent trying to get into Croc. I would have just wasted it in Croc. So it just wasn't meant to be. That I have gotten into Croc like that portal several times in races before, but I think I've always had Speed Booster, and I never knew how important that was for that particular trick.
It's really important.
I was just dumbfounded. Like, normally you just jump in the room, you bonk into the pillar or whatever, the little island, and you go straight up. And it's a little bit tricky on the right side, but on the left it's like free. They're coming from left to right. I could not make it work. So that's something I'll have to practice. I think that is good tech to know, but I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I checked it and I knew it wasn't coming back to it, but definitely just good stuff to know. But I think you were thinking about the race really well. Just the seed did not play out in a way that was good for that mindset in the race.
Yeah, I started thinking, these E-tanks were actually kind of varied. Like, because there was one at Gauntlet, and then the second one was in Red Tower. You had to go to Red Print, right?
Yeah, yeah. The
So
second and the third were all in Red Tower.
You either have to do a very difficult hell run, which maybe you could have done. I was like, maybe M2 died trying. I might still be in this. You never know. But no, didn't quite work out. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's always some out in Super Metroid because you can just die without a save and then you're done.
Yeah,
it
can happen. Even with all these tanks, you get caught somewhere and you think, oh, I could do bootless lava dive, and then it starts going poorly or whatever.
Yeah. Me versus Prof, Rando League Season 4. I died in Norfair Reserve 20 minutes into a dash recall race. Instant GG.
Never know.
Yep. But, yeah, I think that's all I've got to say. So, GG's to Idle. Thanks to Beeps and Exact for comms. Thanks to Poface for tracking. And, yeah, see y'all next mission. Also, GG to Idle 10 minutes ago for finishing the seed.
I guess one thing I will say about before I'm done, the next race is going to be at 4 p.m. or 4:10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and that's going to be Leslie Pro 04 versus Kupo, and then tomorrow at 8:10 p.m. Eastern we have Ace Zero versus Mass Hysteria, and that will be the last race of the first week. So look forward to those. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say myself. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, and as always, remember to give our runners a follow. They put on a great show for us today, and they play some great Super Metroid outside of this.
Also, obligatory follow Exact as well.
Obligatory follow Beeps and follow our tracker Poface as well. But yeah, that is all I had. Thanks everyone for the great race. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next mission.